Ronnie O'Neal III was born on July 27, 1988. His father had a mental illness and was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. Ronnie was molested by his extended family when he was 5 years old, but never received any treatment for his trauma. He was a football player in high school and used to sing in his church's choir. Ronnie also participated in the Reserve Officer Training Corps and wanted to join the U.S. Marine Corps but failed the admission exam. In 2008, he started a relationship with a woman named Kenyatta Barron. They would eventually have 2 children together. Their daughter, Ronave O'Neal, was born prematurely in 2009 and had cerebral palsy. She was diagnosed with autism and could not speak. Their son, Ronnie O'Neal IV, was born in 2010. That same year, Ronnie joined a local social work group called Build Your Community, or BYC, after meeting one of the group leaders, Jihad Muhammad. The group would visit neighborhoods in Tampa, Florida, to mentor kids and encourage them to maintain their cities by picking up trash. Intrigued by Muhammad, Ronnie started taking classes on religion and self-improvement. He then became a devout Muslim and identified himself as a member of the organization The Nation of Islam on his Facebook account. In 2012, Ronnie and Kenyatta weren't on good terms, and the paternity of Ronnie IV was in question. Barron filed a paternity suit to determine who her son's biological father was. The judge ruled that Ronnie O'Neal IV was indeed O'Neal's biological son. He ordered the elder Ronnie to pay monthly child support for both his children. In October 2017, he was injured during a drive-by shooting while attending a BYC event in Tampa's Robles Park neighborhood. He passed out 4 times during the operation that followed the shooting. During his recovery, Ronnie was not welcomed inside the houses of his girlfriend, friends, or relatives. However, despite her mother's warning not to bring O'Neal into her home, Barron invited Ronnie to live with her and their children. On the night of March 18, 2018, at 11:43 p.m., Barron called 911 to report Ronnie had shot her. At 11:51 p.m., Ronnie called 911 to say that he was attacked by white demons who were inside his girlfriend. He stated that Kenyatta tried to kill him, so he killed her in self-defense.
911, what is your emergency?
Hey, I just been attacked by some white demons inside Kiki. Kiki, her name is Kiki, and she tried to kill me.
What's she at?
Huh?
The police pulled up to the residence shortly before Ronnie's 911 call. They saw Kenyatta Barron lying face down on the sidewalk. She was unresponsive, and it was later determined that she was deceased. The officers noticed the house was on fire and attempted to force their way into the home. At the same time, the garage door opened and Ronnie O'Neal appeared and started walking toward the cops. He was covered in blood and refused police orders to lay on the ground. He was ultimately tasered and arrested. Ronnie O'Neal IV then exited the house. He had been stabbed repeatedly and was burned on 30% of his body. According to one of the officers present, he looked like he was disemboweled. He was taken to the hospital, and despite the horrific injuries he sustained, he would survive the attack. He told the officers that his father had shot his mother. Ronnie and Barron's daughter was found deceased in the home. According to all the evidence, the night played out in the following manner. Ronnie O'Neal shot Kenyatta Barron with a shotgun. She then called 911 and was chased out of the house by Ronnie. He caught up to her and beat her to death with the same shotgun. She was struck between 15 to 17 times. He then went back inside and killed his daughter with a tomahawk and tried killing his son by stabbing him multiple times. Ronnie then set his children on fire using gasoline. He then called 911 from his garage before ultimately being arrested by the police. Ronnie O'Neal III was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of attempted first-degree murder, first-degree arson, and resisting an officer without violence. He went on trial in 2021 and decided to represent himself, despite the judge telling him it wasn't a good idea. While in court, O'Neal was very aggressive towards the jury. He was screaming and moving around a lot.
He talked about Mr. Khalil Brown, my neighbor who stayed across the street. But if Mr. Khalil Brown was a help to them proving me guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, they would have called Mr. Khalil Brown. But I called Mr. Khalil Brown to be a witness for me.
Ronnie stated that although he looked alone in the courtroom, he wasn't because God backed him. He said that the police had coached his son to testify against him and make up lies for the jury. His defense was that Miss Barron had killed his daughter and tried to kill his son and himself, so he had to kill her. The most powerful testimony came from O'Neal's son, who wasn't physically present in the courtroom but was there on video. When Ronnie asked his son if he had hurt him that night, the boy responded, yes. Ronnie then asked his son, "How did I hurt you?" His son replied, "You stabbed me."
Did I hurt you that night of this incident?
Yes.
I did. And how did I hurt you?
You stabbed me.
After just a few hours of deliberation, the jury found Ronnie guilty of all charges. He was later sentenced to life behind bars without the possibility of parole.
I am not sorry for something I didn't do, and I am not sorry for the things I did do.
The silver lining to the end of this tragic event is that Ronnie O'Neal IV was adopted by one of the detectives on the case, Mike Blair. Along with his wife Danielle and their other children, the Blairs have given Ronnie IV a new lease on life. Let me know your thoughts on this horrific case in the comments below.